What's going on, people? My name is Alam. Welcome to another Emotional Football live stream. Today we got the second iteration. The second iteration of playoff landscaping. So you guys know what that is, but at this point, I'm sure we're gonna, sort through the playoff landscape, do some landscaping, see where everybody stands. This is my weekly check-in with every team, and again, it's just for those of you who may not know what this is. It's just like a stock watch for every team, keeping track of how I feel about every team. I think it's a little bit better than just doing standard power rankings because I think a power ranking is like putting teams in a list of 32. It's like there's not 32 evenly spaced teams from each other, so I think you miss out on quite a bit when you do it that way. But shout out all my boys in the chat here. I see King, I see Peter, I see Fiend. I think Fiend is new, but shout out to you. What's good? And I see Jared Brown. So I got my guys in here with me. I'm about to share my my screen here to get us started, and we'll go from there. Yeah, I got the AFC to start with over here. I wonder how I want to do this because this is the first time I'm revisiting what I did last week. You know what? I'll start with the teams that I'm still confident won't make it. Let me pull up the standings. But okay, first and foremost, we're gonna put the Jags. Where the hell are they? The Jags under very confident they won't make it. Why? I'm nervous this Sunday. My Texans play the Bills. It's gonna be a great test. Oh, is it in Buffalo or Houston? Is it Buffalo or Houston? In Buffalo or Houston? Because that's a Diggs homecoming if it's in Buffalo. Okay, AFC. But yeah, the Jaguars definitely at the bottom. Very confident they won't. They're a disaster. I think they're like 1-9 in their last 10 games. Oh, it's in Houston, so he's not going back to Buffalo. 1-9 in their last 10 games. Trevor Lawrence hasn't won since Thanksgiving. It's about to be Thanksgiving before you know it. So no chance, no way. Jacksonville, very confident they won't make it. Next team, you got the Bengals. Do I want to just go in this order? You know what? Why not? Next team we'll look at. Add Miami with Jacksonville. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like the conversation. You know what though? This is my thing with that is when we think about Miami, the quarterback position is actually a complete unknown. If it stays the way it's gone right now, or like if it stays the way it is right now, it's a mess. They're not going to make it. It's guaranteed. But I could get some help because we do have a Snoop Huntley expert in the background. Shout out my guy Peter. What do you think of Miami?
I guess it depends how scrambled to his brain is, right?
Yeah, this is a complete it's a
I'm going to say
complete
I'm very confident they won't make it, though.
Yeah, because even if they make it at this point, the numbers game of teams competing for the wild card is tough.
No, also, I didn't think their team was that good with him on the team.
True. They were what, a wild card last year?
Yes.
And they're not really a better team this year. And I think a lot of the times when you run back the same team, you lose out as the more teams get familiar with who you are, regardless of how good you are. Damn, okay, we got people really, really. All right, fuck it. We'll put Miami very confident. We'll add the Pats. The Pats definitely belong there as well. It started off against the Jets, and then last week you just saw it more. They are who we thought they were. In terms of that layer of teams, who else do I want to put there? I'm getting kind of close with the Raiders. I'm getting kind of close with the Titans. That's a great shout. I'm putting the Titans at the bottom. That quarterback situation is a disaster. Hold up. Is this two? Is this two, Peters?
That's the wrong Wi-Fi.
Oh hell yeah! Okay.
You start cutting in the Dolphins, but I see you put the Pats and the Titans there. I don't disagree with any of that too much, although let me look at the Titans' schedule.
Okay, I think next they got a bye week and then they got Colts, Bills, Lions.
Yeah, they're probably not going to make it. They're going to be like 3-5 halfway through the season.
Best case scenario. Best case
Probably,
scenario.
yeah.
Best
Yeah,
case
pretty
scenario.
confident, very confident they won't. Okay.
All right, so we got those teams out there, and then for shits and giggles, add Cleveland as well. I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that with Cleveland. It's looking pretty dire.
Yeah, they might have the worst situation in the league.
Yep.
Like, actually,
Yeah, I think so. I think they have a bad combination of like the foundation is rotting, and your good players that you might think are above this, I think they're only just going to grow more and more frustrated. Um, wouldn't be surprised if some of the guys want trades. What is there to stick around for if you're an Amari Cooper?
of course, they converted a bunch of his contract number into like a signing bonus this year, so it's
Yep.
like a lower number to trade for.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that definitely would make sense. And if Nick Chubb comes back, something goes wrong with him. Uh, Again, you don't really have a whole lot to save you from this situation. Last year, what saved them was the backup quarterback, and I think they got the wrong backup quarterback. I think Joe Flacco, he started playing and he just brought competence and stability, and they pulled for Jameis Winston, who he might make some plays, but he's not going to bring competence and stability. Like he's more
Yeah,
of a roller coaster of a quarterback, and that's just not what they need. So I'm comfortable dropping Cleveland in the gutter.
yeah. I don't know, man. I don't think that team is good, even with the quarterback that's there now. Like, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't
Yep.
see how they're going to get to like 10 wins.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't think anybody has any arguments against any of that. I'm looking through the rest of these teams to see who else I want to put in like absolutely confident. I was very close to putting the Bengals last week. The Bengals to me are like just on the edge of the very confident.
I know they play the Ravens this upcoming week.
Really?
Yes.
Shit.
Then they play the Giants and the Browns. I think the Bengals could be like 3-5 going into a game against the Eagles.
Yeah, I think the two teams I'm considering here. Well, actually, there's three teams I'm considering whether they belong in very confident or just don't think they'll make it, which is Bengals, Broncos, and Raiders.
I feel like we could put all of those in the same tier right above them
Okay, I don't mind that.
because the bottom tier will grow as the season progresses, right?
Yep. So yeah, those are teams I definitely don't feel good about. What's that?
Things will polarize as we get closer to the playoffs.
Yep. Yeah, I think when I did this last week, I had 5 teams and very confident they won't make it, 5 teams and very confident they will make it, and then 5 teams kind of spread out amongst the middle three.
Yes.
King brings up the Jets. So I think the Jets, I think last week I had them as in the mix. I don't think this week changed that much for me. Because again, like think about the numbers game of what we just did. We already have accounted for what 8 teams.
Mhm.
There's only 8 teams left at this point. I mean, 7 of those teams remaining are going to be playoff teams, right? So the Jets, like whoever, I think everybody here is at least in contention for those spots. So like, are the Jets significantly worse than the Chargers or the Colts? Like, I don't think it's a big enough gap. Like, I think with Cincy, Denver, and the Raiders, that's a significant gap where I want to separate them from the rest of these teams.
Yeah, I get that.
So I think the next tier of teams for me in the mix, I would actually put those 3 teams. I'd put the Jets, the Chargers, and the Colts.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, let me look at schedules here, but I'm trying to decide whether Pittsburgh goes there. Although I'm looking at it and I don't think they do.
So I don't think they do as well. So actually, last week I put them at very confident that they're going to make it, and my rationale for that is that I've seen the teams that Tomlin has scraped together 8 to 9 wins with, and I just think that this team is better in some key areas. So my assumption is just he's going to overperform the 8 and 9 win teams, and I feel pretty good about him getting to 10 and 11 for that reason. I still feel good about that, but I think what I saw this past week was um you saw the way Baltimore played, and as good as I feel it, like again, my feelings about Pittsburgh are so deeply rooted in just what I know Tomlin is capable of with lesser teams. But when I watch Baltimore play, I'm like, I don't know if Pittsburgh can have that kind of a game. I've seen the Bills play a couple games where I'm like, I don't know if Pittsburgh can play that kind of a game. So I think Pittsburgh doesn't belong in the top tier anymore. But I just also feel very confident they're going to make the playoffs. So I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really disagree too much, but I mean, they're probably going to make it if you're just looking at the state of the AFC.
Yep.
Because 7 teams have to make it.
Yeah, and we I like starting from the gutter with these kind of things anyways, because when you trim the fat and you get into it, there's not, I think in the NFC it's a little different, but in the AFC, like I said last time, I had 5 teams that I was confident was going to make it, and then I think 3 teams in 1 team and I think they'll make it, and 2 teams and I think they're in the mix. So I think the way we have it here is going to be 8 teams competing for 7 spots. What did you see in the schedules?
What's up?
I think you said you were looking for the schedules.
Yeah, the Steelers have like the Cowboys, Raiders, Jets, and Giants at home, at the Commanders, home against the Ravens, at Cleveland, at Cincy versus Cleveland, at Philly and Baltimore, home to the Chiefs and the Bengals.
Yeah, there's a lot of wins there, I think.
I see at least 5.
Right, so at least 5 puts them
at
at
least
a minimum.
5 in the Raiders, the Giants. I think they'll beat the Commanders, and I think they'll beat Cleveland twice. So I just don't think Cleveland are good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see at least 5 more, putting you at 8, and then you have a bunch of like borderline things, which I think they'll get some wins out of.
Yeah, I think the path to 10 wins is definitely there.
But yeah, I think the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Texans are quite obviously going to be in the playoffs.
Yep. And I'm comfortable putting Baltimore in that top tier as well.
The only reason I wouldn't is because they lost that game to the Raiders, and it's kind of like a numbers thing. Like you can't think of a team that's going to win the West or the North or the South.
Right.
You can't, right?
Yeah.
So I think putting the Ravens and the Steelers in that tier right below like makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like the spread here.
Well, just look at the divisions the other teams at the top are in. Like, it's not even really up for debate, right?
Yep.
Because there's just so many, barring like a catastrophic quarterback injury, which like I guess, but we're not taking those into account for any team.
Yeah.
Right, until they happen. So like you can't see what's the best comp in the AFC South? The Colts with Joe Flacco because Richardson's hurt again.
Yeah. Yep.
Right, like in the East, you have the Jets, who like we're not sure if their coach is going to get fired or not.
Yep.
We think they're good. Tua can't play.
Yep.
And the Patriots are not a real team.
Nope.
The West, you have the Chargers, I guess, the Raiders, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah. No, I agree. I like what we put together.
If the Ravens are like 3-1 or 4-0, I would put them in the top category.
Yeah, I completely in my head like wiped out the Raiders game, and I was just thinking about how close they were against Kansas City, and then how well they played the last couple weeks.
Yeah,
But no, you're right, because the Raiders game also, like, it felt pretty similar to the Colts game last year.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of like, like that game is there and just it might happen with Baltimore any given week. But you also know that they can do stuff like beat up Buffalo like they did on Sunday night. So but that's one to watch. I think I think both those teams, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, they could end up in the top tier just about any week with the right showing.
It's
Pick up
really
a
just
couple more weeks, a
for
couple
me
more
it's
wins.
more about like records and looking at other teams like in the mix.
Yeah.
If you've lost half your games of any given sample size, I can't put you on the top line when, like, in theory, the division is still up for grabs, right?
Yeah, it's true. No,
But
it's
the other
true.
two divisions, we sneaky all kind of think they're over.
Right.
People
No,
might
that's a
not,
good point.
but yeah,
That's a good point about the division winners, because that's what makes it kind of a bit of a mess for the NFC for me. But yeah, you good to move to the NFC?
sure, yeah.
All right, let's do it. So um so last week when I did this, I I had a okay, you know what? Let's start with the bottom. So Giants, and very confident they won't make it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we all agree with that. Um, so I think last time I had the Panthers and the Bears. So my thing with the Panthers is I still like this was coming off the win against the Raiders, and that game just made me feel like okay, like they're not completely incompetent, and sure they could play like a decent game, but the norm is still going to be the norm. Like that's the exception to the rule. Um, and they lost to a Cincinnati team that I don't think is particularly good. Um, so I still feel pretty confident that they're not going to make it, even though like they have a bit of a hype train going on randomly.
Uh, I don't think they're gonna make it. I just don't think the numbers make sense either. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think
So
they're better than the Saints or the Bucks.
yeah, and
Uh,
there's more teams in the NFC than you probably would think of immediately. But
I
so
don't think
I put the Bears in this spot last week, and I mean, they played a little bit better, but I'm just so concerned with so many important parts of that team. Like they can't run the ball, they can't protect their quarterback. They resorted to like a quick passing game this week to obviously compensate for their pass protection. When you're kind of bound to playing one way, that's probably going to fall apart at some point. Like I'm pretty confident they'll probably improve a bit as the year goes on, but the numbers game is tough, and just core foundational parts of just how you play football are just all wrong in Chicago. So I feel pretty confident that they won't make it.
I don't even think that is the important part. Look at their schedule, week 11 onwards.
All right, let's take a look.
They have the Packers at home, the Vikings at home, at Detroit, at
Yep.
San Francisco, at Minnesota, at
Yep.
home versus Detroit, at home versus Seattle, and at Green Bay.
Ooh, that is a mess.
Yeah, that's going to be their last 8 games, too.
That is a mess.
I don't think they're winning their next 4 because I just don't think they're like that good, right? You have at home against the Panthers and the Jaguars, which they might. Jaguars is a London game, so you never know. But say they win those 2, they could lose at Washington and at Arizona.
Yeah, it's possible.
Like I don't know. I don't think they're gonna. This schedule to end the season is crazy.
That murderer's row in the NFC against the teams you're competing against is, yeah. So I'm comfortable putting them in this last tier.
Putting them there, I'm comfortable putting the Cardinals there.
Yes. So last week I had Cardinals and don't think they'll make it, and then they got rocked. And yeah, I'm very comfortable putting them there. The roster just there's not enough good players on that team.
I
There's a
agree.
handful of good ones. There's just not enough.
I agree.
So then last week, haha, I mean, I had Washington here. This was after the Bengals game. And I don't think Washington belongs here anymore. So in terms of teams that I don't think will make it,
I don't have any.
yeah, I think everybody else is in the mix.
Yes.
at the very minimum. So with as fucking crowded as it gets from this point onwards, I think maybe we can try to jump to very confident they'll make it to try to thin the numbers out a little bit. But my thing is so last week when I did this, I had the only team. My rationale was because all the divisions, a bunch of these divisions, I wasn't sure who, or I wasn't confident who was going to win them, and there were so many numbers for the wild card spot. I'm like, well, I'm not confident that some of these teams will win their wild cards. The only team I put in very confident will make it was the team that at the time I was confident would win their division, which is Philadelphia, which I'm not confident in anymore. So I'm not putting them there. I think when it comes to that tier, you could maybe talk for me Minnesota and Detroit, because one of them probably is, obviously one of them can win the division. I don't think Green Bay will win the division. I just feel pretty confident that the other team will make one of the wild card spots. So the teams that I would think of and confident they'll make it are those two, but I'm not really considering anybody else.
Oh, can I throw a name out there?
Let's do it.
Tampa.
So that's their division obviously is the path for them.
But I'm looking at the schedule right now.
Yeah.
They have a bye week 11. They come out, go to the Giants, at the Panthers, home
Yeah.
against the Raiders, at the Chargers,
Yeah.
at the Cowboys, home
Yeah.
against the Panthers, and home against the Saints. That's their last 7 games. If they could just survive, like
Yeah.
go into the bye week like 5-5 or something,
Yeah.
I think they're as good as in.
Right.
Because I don't think they're losing more than 2 of those games.
Yeah. I think last week I was a little bit more. Last week it was coming off their loss to Denver, so I think I was a bit pessimistic, and I felt like that division was just up for grabs. But they definitely are a step ahead. Like regardless of what you think from a talent standpoint, like they're a step ahead of Atlanta in terms of the fact that they've actually done stuff as a team, and Atlanta's done nothing. And then they're a step ahead in New Orleans because, well, like this iteration of New Orleans has also done nothing. So I can like the thing is like I feel like they definitely belong, and I think they'll make it, but I don't know if they inspire like complete confidence yet.
I'm confident. I don't know. I looked at the schedule. That's really my like rationale for thinking they're going to make it. Because essentially, like if they're not right,
Yeah.
they basically have to fail to get to 10 wins and win the division.
Yeah.
That's basically what we're saying. So,
Okay.
do either of us think the Bucks or the Saints, which are the Tampa's next 2 games are not the Bucks. Tampa's next 2 games are at the Falcons and at the Saints.
Right.
So it's like, I think they're going to win one of those 2 and really set themselves up in like a great position.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can definitely put them there for now.
But if you wanted to put Detroit and Minnesota there and just leave them in the tier below, I guess I don't mind. It's just that tier below is going to get really crowded.
So let's just put them there for now and then see how it looks the more we do this. So
I think they'll make it tier is fun though.
What's that?
I think they'll make it tier is fun.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I feel good, but like something could go wrong. And the thing is, like, I think they'll make it. For me, the like classic example is San Francisco, because like they should make it, right? But they just have some crazy injury shit going on with CMC. A bunch of the other players keep picking up knocks. We all kind of don't believe in Brock Purdy, like regardless of what we see. So there's this kind of weird thing going on with San Francisco where if Seattle, who is 3-1, if they just keep picking up wins, if San Francisco for some reason doesn't win their division, like, yeah, they could get caught up in a wild card race where if their injury luck doesn't turn around, yeah, I could, I don't want to say I'm confident in them because I'm not.
They have they have the Cardinals and they're at the Seahawks before they're home against the Chiefs and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll kind of next 4 weeks before the bye, and even after the bye, they're at Tampa, at home against Seattle, at Green Bay and Buffalo. They could lose like 3 of these go either way games, and then you never know. Like if they finally lose to Seattle, like you're looking at like 10-7 or something, and maybe.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I definitely think they belong here, and I think they'll make it. The other teams that I would put here, Seattle and Green Bay. With Seattle, they already have 3 wins. I like what they have going on. Like I like their coach a lot. Um, I like what their play caller is doing in the little bits of Seattle games that I've watched. Um, yeah, I just think that like they maybe have issues running the ball, but they just have enough talent, and they already are ahead of a bunch of teams with 3 wins. So again, I think Seattle will make it, but again, like there is room for Geno Smith might fuck it up. It's always possible.
I would, to be honest, I'd put both Seattle and Green Bay in the tier below.
Okay. What's the team? Is there another team you'd pull for, and I think they'll make it?
Oh, the Commanders, the
Okay,
Eagles,
interesting.
and the Cowboys.
Damn.
Oh,
Okay, interesting.
actually, hold on. I don't think I can put all those 3 things in there.
So if you, I'm just looking at it now. If we do that, then like, let's say for you, if I take Seattle,
Hold on. Let me think.
yeah,
I would probably move the Packers down, leave the Seahawks, put the Commanders in the mix, and then say I think the Eagles and Cowboys will make it.
okay. So this is how you have it right now.
My justification for this,
Yeah,
2 of the teams in Green Bay's divisions we have is very confident they'll make it,
yeah,
which means they're going to be 3rd in the division.
yep.
I just don't think the Cowboys or Eagles will actually miss the playoffs
Right.
at the extent of either the Packers or the Commanders.
Yeah.
Like, Jordan Love kind of got rushed back, we could say, from that MCL injury. And that was a 9-win football team last year.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I like Jaden Daniels. But the Cowboys have won like 12 games the last 3 years. The Eagles have been a double-digit win team the last 2 and made the playoffs the year before that. Like, they've made it 3 years in a row, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I would put them in that second tier. Like, I think the top 7 teams we have there are going to be the teams that end up making it.
So when it comes to the NFC East teams, I think like I'm good pumping the brakes on Washington as well. I had them and don't think they'll make it last week after they beat the Bengals. Like I do think that there's issues with that roster that will turn up at some point during the season. So I think jumping them from don't think they'll make it to I think they'll make it would have been a stretch in 1 week. But I think I have concerns with the Eagles and the Cowboys. And the bigger thing for me is that like I think there's a real possibility only one team from that division makes it.
Maybe.
I think so here's the thing with Philadelphia, like
North does well, then yeah, that would be what has to happen, right?
yeah, like and that's why I want to put actually that whole division in the mix, because I kind of just think that like it'll be up for grabs. Whoever gets it'll make the playoffs and that's it. But like the Eagles, like, yeah, 3 years in a row they made the playoffs. They're also like 3-10 in their last 13 games. And like I don't know if I'm completely certain that they're past the problems that have put them in this circumstance. Like, yeah, I think that team. I look at their schedule. I think there's winnable games, so I don't think it can go too bad. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not that confident. And then with Dallas, bro, I actually think that Dallas is also another team that took a step back. I don't trust Dallas either. So I personally, like, I'm putting both these teams in the mix. And then when it comes to we put Green Bay, I'm comfortable with Green Bay being
the Seahawks a tier down then.
Okay.
I just don't think the Seahawks are discernibly different from any of those teams.
I mean, I think this is fair when you look at the Niners, and injuries are a big part of the reason that they're where they are. Like, like I think the Niners from a team standpoint are definitely above all the teams in the mix. They're just not in the confident one because of injury.
I would say the fact that they're 2-2.
Yeah, that too. I mean, yeah, they go hand in hand.
Now that I look at it, I'm kind of fine moving the Bucks down to the Niners tier.
What makes you think that now?
They kind of have that gauntlet up until they get to the soft part of their schedule.
Yeah,
Like they're about to go on the road to their main competitors in this division.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. And then there's
still have more teams to place.
yeah, we still have more teams to place. And I'm looking at it like this is 8 teams right here. So the thing is, when you look at these teams here, if you think Atlanta and the Saints have a chance at winning their division, then I think it's hard to put the Bucks in very confident, because if the Bucks don't win their division, this wild card race is a mess.
That's why I would put the Bucks. I would
And
put
I
the Bucks
think-
down.
Yep.
The Rams, and I don't think they'll make it because they just have no more offensive players.
Too many injuries, too many
Add
losses.
the Falcons to the crowded tier.
And I think like the NFC South, it makes where they're at here, it makes sense because again, I think that division is a bit of a mess.
That's a complete mess.
But I give Tampa the edge. So then that sets things up like this. So we have basically every team but 5 in the mix. And really the Rams, they could be there if they were just healthier.
Yeah, if the Rams were healthier or they had won this Saturday, they'd be in the mixed tier.
Yep.
But the reason I don't think they are is because they're like down their best receivers, right?
Right.
To be fair,
yeah.
they did lose one game in overtime, and they lost by 6. They had a chance for a game-winning drive this week and couldn't make it happen. It's not
Who
like
are they playing?
They did kind of let go of the rope at Arizona, but their next 2 games are the Packers at home. They have a bye. And their next 3 games are all home games, actually.
Yeah.
Packers at home, a bye, the Raiders at home, and then the Vikings on Thursday Night Football.
Do they I wonder, does anybody in the chat know when they get their guys back?
I could look it up.
Because I guess that's definitely a big factor.
Cooper Kupp out till bye. Nakua could return week 8. Their buys after their next game.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, I think they're playing the Packers.
Right.
Yeah, so they're only going to have one more game without him. If they could find a way to win, they'd be at 2-3 going into a home game against the Raiders. They also, I will say, the Rams also have the Dolphins, who might not have a quarterback.
Yeah.
The Patriots, who are not good. And they have those 2 games kind of short, like in November.
Yeah.
We could be in a situation where they're like 7-7 coming off playing the Dolphins and the Pats. And they're like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and then I guess the thing when we predict the year next time will be to kind of keep track of how the records shake out in terms of just how many wins the teams get. Because
what was your prediction? Like, what
Seattle in the 1 seed or something?
What?
I think Seattle was a 1 seed or something like that.
No, it was Seattle had won the division, right?
I think so. Yeah, I remember seeing that and just being like, "Whoa, what the hell?"
I love that we had that because it doesn't sound super insane now.
So I ran it again during the Bills and Ravens game because that was not a fun time. And what happened is that I would just predict the games, and then if I didn't have if I didn't know what I wanted to do, I just let the chat pick it. And then we got to the playoffs, and I think there was 3 people in the chat that were active and me. So there was 4 of us, and we would pick playoff games. If it was 2-2, I let a coin flip decide who won the game.
There you go.
So I like that addition. We had the Chiefs over the Packers in the Super Bowl. It was a mess.
You guys had the Packers in the Super Bowl?
Fucking coin toss, man.
That's unbelievable.
Yes, bro. I had the Packers losing, and then the chat made it 2-2 for that Packers game, and then we put them in the Super Bowl, where they played the Vikings in the NFC Championship game.
We have a Packers Vikings NFC Championship.
Bro, it was disgusting.
You have one of those teams winning 2 road games to get to an NFC Championship game. Get the fuck out of here,
Brother, I wanted to put the Lions there. The coin toss fucking picked the Packers over the Lions.
This is truly nasty work.
Oh, it's nasty work, but this is the thing that you see when you break down the NFC. The NFC is nasty work.
The NFC is hilarious.
The NFC, like I did that exercise and now I'm doing this exercise, and just it makes me feel like, look, one of Kansas City, Buffalo, or Baltimore is just gonna win the Super Bowl.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe
throw the Texans in there.
Yeah, sure, fair enough. Like, you know, whoever survives that gauntlet and gets tested at that caliber is probably gonna look at the NFC team in the Super Bowl and be like, you guys are food. I think the only chance that doesn't happen that way is if they play Detroit and they're just so beat up that Detroit says, you know, we're going to make this a bar fight and we're actually going to bite kneecaps. That's the only scenario. But also, like, no, like Detroit's not going to win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff. So I don't know.
I don't see a world where a Jared Goff team wins 3 or 4 playoff games in a row.
Yep. I wanted the CJ Stroud upset over Mahomes, but no, yeah, it's tough, bro. It's tough. You got outvoted 3-1. But yeah, Peter, what do you think of the tiers for this exercise at this point? Because I think
the NFC side, I feel less confident about because I just think a bunch of teams are actually in the mix. Like, I don't think the Rams are out of anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But like, I more mean like, what do you think of the categories themselves in terms of?
I like it. It's a good idea. Like, I think it worked well on the AFC side because we have 3 very clear division winners after week 4, which I feel like we've never been able to say.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We might be in a situation after 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Where our division races are essentially over.
Yep.
And we're having like the funniest wildcard scramble to ever exist.
So that's the thing. As the year gets closer to the end, I think it'll be like appropriate to change up the tiers, like just to what the most appropriate way to talk about the teams is. Because I think this is the only way to really like do the actual situation justice. Like if we tried to predict playoff seeds, I just think that's way too random of an activity to do now, right? People who do power rankings, I think that's like, it doesn't do it justice because there's not 32 evenly spaced teams at this point in the NFL. Yeah. Like, I think there's a lot of ways people talk about teams. I think the reason I came up with these tiers is because I just think this is the best way to categorize teams right now. And I think the best way to categorize teams is going to change the closer we get to the end of the year. So if anybody in the chat has a different way of doing this, I asked this because I'm actively thinking about the different ways to do this. But this is definitely going to be a weekly thing every Tuesday night to just like, you know, it's like a stock watch to see how we feel about every team on a week-to-week basis.
Midway through the year, we're changing that bottom tier from very confident they won't make it to Shedeur Sanders.
Okay. Bet, let's do it. Shedeur Sanders / Travis Hunter.
Oh yeah, we're just putting bottom tier as scouting combine.
Exactly. Yo, better learn Indianapolis, buddy.
Yep. But yeah, I didn't realize that NFC was such a funny place.
But it's a shit show. And it's not like there's a bunch of great teams. It's really just like a bunch of okay teams.
Like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of down for the Bears to fuck things up and win like their next 5 games and go into that gauntlet stretch like 7-2 and then just get like body bagged and end up like 8-9. Yeah, that'd be so funny.
Yeah, that would be a hilarious end to the year.
But yeah, there's so many. From what I've watched, right?
Yeah.
There are so many teams that are just different cheeks of the same ass.
Yo, 100%.
Like the Falcons and Saints, it was like the Spider-Man meme.
So, let me pull it up. I had this as my background for when I Monday night stream when the Lions Seahawks was at halftime, and we went over the Titans Dolphins. I had this as my background. I put you backstage to make this clear, but I sat here we watch the game like this. Now, Battle of Mid isn't even accurate because they're actually ass. But somebody in the chat brought this up, and I will have this as my background for a lot of the watch longs this year because that's what a lot of these matchups are about to be.
Oh, absolutely. I'm kind of down though on the AFC side to move the Bengals down a tier when they lose this weekend.
Oh, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. Every week, I think the Bengals have one more bad week, and they move down a tier.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I definitely like. Shout out Warrior J. I definitely am. I think the AFC is just more compelling conversation because you can actually talk about things. With the AFC, it's just a bunch of who knows.
This is so funny because like even with the AFC tier list, like 2 teams are going to have to move upwards because the playoffs is 7 teams.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't think niggas in the bottom tier are moving up.
No.
So like we might have to put the Jets in. I think they'll make it, or we might just have to rename the I think they're in the mix. The I think we'll make it, but they're not any good category.
Yeah. No, we're watching for the Jets, Chargers, and Colts. Like, show a couple weeks of good ball, and then you'll go up. But like, yeah, it's interesting. Like, it's so evenly distributed. It's like it's a really clean sample.
Yo, I have a question.
Yeah.
How does the NFL determine when teams' bye weeks are?
It's supposed to be random, but I don't know. Also, shout out to the Sarcasm City Raid. There's a bunch of you who just ended up here from, I think it was a Man City and United stream. You guys are probably not fans of this football, but if you are, hang around. This is playoff landscaping. This is where we sort through the playoff landscape on a weekly basis on Tuesday nights. You can check the screen out to see how we're categorizing every team. And if you have any thoughts, feel free to put those thoughts in the chat. We have the NFC side as well. I can show you guys that later. But if you're not into this football, man, just hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and go about your night. But yeah, what were you saying?
I was just wondering, like, how do bye weeks get determined?
It's supposed to be random, but I'm not sure.
Because like the Ravens have had like week 14 bye weeks the last 2 seasons.
That's terrible.
Yeah, 14 this year and 13 last year. Yeah, I was like, bro, like, when is our bye week? But whatever.
I mean, yeah, that's terrible.
It's cool. Yeah, bye's not till week 14. But yeah, I don't know. I was wondering because I was like, the Chargers have a bye week right now.
I know the Eagles and Titans have a bye week as well. Then you play 13 games of football in a row.
Yeah, like what the hell?
So when they go to 18 games, there's going to be a second bye, and I guess that'll get rid of the run of 13 games in a row for anyone.
Okay.
But yeah, it'll be interesting how they do that. Did you hear? I think Joe Burrow had a suggestion of when we go to 2 bye weeks per team to basically have like a mid-season bye week for everybody where they do like a mid-season all-star like the NBA. And then obviously every team's other bye week is spread out throughout the year.
No, I think hot take, but yeah. I think they could have mandated bye weeks, like the whole entire league is off. Or like the AFC is off 1 week, the NFC is off the next week kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh man, what the hell is going on, Flawless?
Hey, big up, man. I just thought I'd just drop in because it's been a minute. See what the man is saying? That's
hey,
all.
man, fuck you.
Yes. this fucking guy.
Yo, welcome to this platform.
Why you say fuck me for? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, 10 hugs at the fucking wheel, mate.
Hey, sure, mate. You know what I'm saying? Turn your camera back off. I want to see your face. You know what I'm saying? I want to see your face. Yeah, eat a pizza. Yo, turn off your camera. Bless. Yeah, appreciate it. I've never been on it before.
It's good to see you.
Yeah?
No, 100%.
For dropping.
Hey, we both have bald coaches now. This shit's lit.
No, it's not. You want to swap?
No. We had Ten Hag that actually check out forever.
What do you think I've been doing, fam? You know what I'm saying? Walking.
Yeah, man, we're talking real football over here. None of that fucking Premier League bullshit.
Oh, none of that soccer stuff. Is that what you're gonna say? Yeah,
none of that
soccer shit.
Have bullshit. Real men. Real hoops.
Oh my god.
Yeah, to anybody who might be watching this who's unfamiliar, this is Flawless. He runs a channel called Sarcasm City. Somebody can drop that link in the chat. I've got a lot of support from
No free promo. Flawless doesn't run a channel.
Damn, that's tough. That's tough. Peter said, "Man, unsubscribe."
Yep.
Yeah, that's Peter just hating, you know. Glad to see you in good spirits, Peter. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Man,
Glad to hear you.
Good. Hey, Flawless, you want to see my new place?
Go on then. Yeah, show me. Let me see.
Yeah,
this.
man.
Let's
all right. Everybody in the chat. This is where I live with my girl.
Love that.
We live in like 2 shipping containers that got welded together.
Oh shit! Okay.
So here's our kitchen. There's a pizza I'm eating. There's the playoff game I'm watching.
Oh hell yeah!
Let's go.
Copyright strike us, ESPN, you pussies.
Damn.
Here's a bathroom. Well, laundry, bathroom. And then here's my bedroom featuring my SpongeBob blanket.
Oh, it's fucking lit.
Yep. That's where I live, guys. I'm out of the projects.
Let's go, man. You made it out of the hood. That's the aim.
Made it. And I'm 5 minutes away.
Love that, man.
We got huge sliding glass doors as a wall, so we get a bunch of natural sunlight.
Love that.
And that shit is nice.
Wow. Love that.
Yo, we got a W blanket in the chat.
Let's go. W blanket.
Absolutely. W blanket, baby. SpongeBob forever.
SpongeBob forever.
Why have you got sports make me sad in your bio? Chelsea, you're doing well. You're not playing well.
Nah, man, my baseball team just lost 1-0. It was disgusting.
Oh, was it? Wait, who's your baseball team again?
The Orioles.
Oh yeah, hold that, man. Hold that. Glad they lost.
You,
Who's their rivals? Who's your rivals in baseball?
Fucking the Yankees, I guess.
Yankees, I
Yankees.
guess.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, guys, sports are trash. This is just something. I don't know why we do this. Real talk. I don't even. You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
I don't even get emotional about Chelsea anymore.
You are a good team, though.
I know. I just don't even care.
That's crazy. That fair enough.
I don't like. Maybe because we're not in the Champions League. Also, I understand we're in a completely different sport now. I hate this new format.
What, the champs?
Yeah, I hate it. I just
don't like it.
No, I don't. I don't like the idea of you playing a league phase game against somebody and you taking those 3 points from them, not necessarily hurting them. I don't like that.
Okay.
Like, you knew in a group stage game, if you went 2-0 down at some random farmer's place, you had to fucking crawl it back. You know, you knew. Now, like, PSG just went and bent over at the Emirates. It doesn't matter. Because they could just beat Slova and Bratislava in like 2 weeks. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Because you prefer
knockout round? Not my
prefer them all is Fez.
Not my Champions League. Like, think about how funny United getting bodied in their group was last year.
Yeah, serious. They could have introduced this a year earlier, meant to save us the embarrassment.
You know, like, it's just it's not even the too many games. They just don't mean anything.
They could have saved us.
I'm fine with more games, but put stakes on them. Like, they might as well have just done fucking groups of 6 and gotten real crazy, you know?
No, groups of 6 would have been fire.
It would have been fun, dude. Like, what the fuck?
I do like the new format. I'm not gonna lie. I do like the new format.
It's so whack. Like, it's cool to make thumbnails for like PSG and Inter and stuff, but like, bro, it doesn't fucking matter.
Cool to make thumbnails. Don't kill me.
No, it's not. Don't do that. It's not cool. I've spent my life making thumbnails. It's not fun.
Not my Champions League, mate.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Your place in the league table starts with the 20s, and you're going through the knockout round. Fuck you.
But you know what? That's that playoffs. That's funny though. Teams being like 27th in their Champions League place.
How are you 23rd in the table and celebrating going through?
Playoff settings, man. It's like the play-ins in NBA.
But like, that's bullshit because we know those teams are never going to win.
I know. Wait.
Yeah, make the Champions League great again.
Just like I just hate this format, and I don't know why people haven't like. I just feel like there's a lack of stakes on these games until the final few match days.
That's true. The stakes will get there then, but yeah, we move. Well,
it's like in the group phase. United last year, right? They go to Bayern, they lose. You play Galatasaray at home, somehow lose, right? So the United are in last place. They play Copenhagen. They win on some devil magic. And then they go to Copenhagen, and then the funniest L I've ever seen, right? Like, I just feel like that's not possible in this new phase. There's no return fixtures. I don't like it. It's not my thing. But yeah, guys, NFL stream, but this new
yeah. We got.
I mean, shit, man. It's in motion football, and we're talking about football, like in a weird way.
It doesn't sit right with me. I don't like it. I'm sure you guys will pretend to enjoy this playoff round when fucking whoever. Let me think of some random team. Fucking Brest. Like, I know you guys. I won't. I know you will.
I feel like this whole format.
On the timeline, tweeting in all caps at some random French guy telling him to get sacked. But like, it doesn't matter.
I feel like this whole format is just geared towards preserving the good teams for the end of the tournament. Like, they really sacrificed some of what used to make the beginning interesting to just make the end more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, becomes a preference thing at that point.
I don't know, man. I used to like watching teams get grouped. That shit was funny.
I mean, shit. You're not gonna watch those teams get grouped anymore, but like, let somebody fail in the group stage now, and like, you can look at that fan base and be like, dog, you're 27th in the table.
Oh yeah. I need someone 25th. I need someone like a big team to miss out and be 25th.
They should be. If a big club fails, they should be banned from Europe.
I need that, man.
Like,
I need someone failing, man.
I'm
25th,
so sorry, but like, if Aston Villa does not go through, ban them from all.
Nah, they'll get through. Forever. Villa will get through.
So
I think Villa will get top 24.
You just have to be better than 12 teams.
Yeah. They'll finish top 24.
It's like, so you remember the troops thing of like,
we're 15 now? United finished bottom of that group, and they said, nope, not anymore.
Flawless. Imagine like, we're 25th, sir.
Yeah, we're 25th. We are 25th, sir. We are closer to the bottom than the top.
Come on, bro. It's cool. Like, games on Thursdays. Come on, bro.
Yeah, they need to kill that dead. Now they've done that. That was only the opening day. There's no game. It's all Tuesday, Wednesday now, champs.
There should never be games on Thursday that are not the Green Europa League or the Europa League.
If the match is not taking place in the war zone, it should not be on that day.
I super agree. Slovan Bratislava, you can play your home games on Thursday. That's fine. None of us can point to that.
It's not a war zone.
Yeah, like, if there's no civil unrest in your country, why are you playing on a Thursday?
This is not where it belongs.
Why are you playing?
Oh my fucking God.
Nah, I hate it. Actually, I didn't realize I was such a boomer for the last couple of days, man.
You didn't realize you were such a what?
Yeah.
What did you say, Peter?
I'm a boomer now when it comes to sports. I don't give a fuck.
Is that way you are? Nah, I get that. I'm there too. I'm looking forward to the NBA season being back.
Stage draw. I used to love that shit.
The draw was weird as fuck this time.
Yes. I was like, wait, what? What in the woke nonsense is this?
Yeah, the draw was crazy.
And I have weirdos on Twitter like, oh, this is how it is in FM. Guess what, you freaks? For us normal people who don't do that shit, this is bullshit. Bring me a group stage draw.
It's a bit mad.
I want to know what's going down in Group E, motherfuckers. I don't care about this. Fuck.
But yeah, man.
Nah, it's not. Football is peak. I don't even have an NBA team. I'm looking forward to the regular season starting, just for certain to watch.
I'm gonna be honest.
Go on.
I kind of am not looking forward to basketball, but I am.
Right, because you don't think the Suns are going to do anything, but you think it'll be just a fun basketball.
I don't think I have the patience in me to sit through another 6-month season.
But you know what it is? Like, for me, I don't even know if it's the season, but when I saw that notification for the cat trade, I was like, ooh, I missed this. I didn't know I missed this, but I missed it.
Bro, the cat trade on Sunday saved my life.
Yo, bring back lose trades, but man, I need it.
Hey,
lose trades. So you might think, obviously, I don't know, because you might have much more like knowledgeable about me. Is that a bad trade for both sides, you think?
I get why the Wolves did it. because like they have some weird friction amongst like the ownership.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like one side's trying to buy out the other side. So they're trying to stay below the second apron for like luxury tax.
Yeah.
So it struck me as like a financial thing. But them trading Cat after going to the conference finals, the optics is funny as hell.
Hey, bro, they traded him for Julius Randle. You know how mad Ant is going to get watching him dribble the shit out of the ball? Well, that's going to be a mess, right? And then the other side of it, right? Knicks fans are going to just like, they're going to love Cat probably more than they should at the beginning because he's Dominican and from New Jersey, right? But bro, then one man's going to call him soft, and that's just not going to go well. And it's just going to go left from there. And it would be worse because of how much they loved him at the beginning. So I just think this is a mess. Like, I saw this trade and I was like, why did these teams do this to themselves?
It's crazy. I seen an Instagram post and it was like, sorry to cut you out, and it was like, it was Cat who posted, I think he was posted about going to New York. And then someone, and the caption on the Instagram post was like, "Welcome to New York." And the response was from a Knicks fan, and he's like, "Yeah, don't come here being a soft bitch." I was like, "Rah, okay." I was like, so that's crazy. You know? Yeah, that's crazy. I was like,
that's what he walked into. I mean, no, the Wolves forced him into it, but that's what happened.
Yeah.
You know what? I gotta say, the Knicks fans giving the Knicks an ovation after getting smoked in Game 7 in the second round was some of the softest shit I've ever seen. These niggas acted like they were the plucky underdog from buttfuck nowhere, when really that was the team that was whooping their ass. Because of the Knicks, we had to watch a Pacers-Celtics conference finals. I hate the Knicks.
That was what. You know what? That was painful. I don't think I watched. I think I watched like a couple of the games, and that was it. I couldn't do it. There was just nothing. I didn't have no interest. There was nothing. I was like, all right, cool, yeah, let me go watch this.
But yeah, I guess NBA season's cool. Just second weekend of the season, I'm going to Hawaii. Fuck the NBA.
Let's go. Enjoy, fam.
NBA starts in 3 weeks from today, people. So you can say, yeah, we're hating. Yes, we are hating. Fuck the NBA.
But despite that, we will be there on Sarcasm City TV doing NBA watch-alongs. There's also some WNBA watch-alongs going right now. So if you guys enjoy basketball conversations like this, man, Sarcasm City's playback is where you need to be. Somebody make sure you guys throw the link there in the chat. It's a whole lot of this during the game.
This is what it's like. Yeah.
If you're tapping in expecting like play-by-play commentary of fucking Zach LaVine putting up 20 shots.
You two together is the worst show, man.
Yeah, so sorry if we don't want to talk about your bunk-ass team, okay? I know some random Bulls fans running around with fucking red Jordan jerseys in fucking East London, but your team is cheeks. It's 2024. You got to move on, buddy.
It's true. Yeah, that's what it is, people. Right. I'm just about done. Stream just hit over an hour, so we're gonna tap out right now.
I'll leave you lot to it. Yeah, man. Big up, Alan. Big up for having me. Like I said, I just dropped in just to say bless to you, man. Peter, always good catching up with you as well.
Man,
I'll catch up with you, man. Soon, yeah.
When are we doing the combined show? I might come back. How's that going?
What? Every Thursday the combined show is every Thursday 11:45 p.m. 11:45 p.m. UK time.
I'm good.
That's it.
Just kidding. Who's on the show?
Yeah. Surfer and Jazz.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Yeah, those two crooks. Yeah. It's just Surfer and Jazz.
It's fucking, you still letting Ghanaians on, man. That's crazy.
This guy is mad.
That's crazy. Fair enough, man.
It's man, an equal opportunity. You get what I'm saying, and that for everyone. I forgot to hit the diversity quota. You feel me? No discrimination.
It's probably giving you some fucking eggs and rice on the side. Big up.
It's the wildest bribery ever.
Yeah, man.
That is crazy.
He'll put extra eggs in the rice if you let him on.
Yo, bless me. Put me on the stream.
You, man, yeah. How about bless up, you, man, yeah. Every time, bless.
But yeah, we're done. We're gonna do this stream every Tuesday. We're gonna tap in and see what's going on with every team. We may not talk about football and basketball every week. That just kind of happened out of nowhere. But make sure you guys tap in. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel so you guys don't miss when we go live. But this is what we're gonna be doing. I'm pretty certain I'm not gonna do a Thursday night football stream. I don't know if I have it in me. It might happen though. I don't know. But yeah, I'll definitely
know.
Yeah.
Because I don't work on Friday, so I'm down.
Okay. Fuck. Okay, I might do it then. Saints Falcons. But Sunday night football, I'll be here for sure. So make sure you guys tap in. What's Cowboys Steelers?
Ew. Okay, I guess.
But yeah, we will be there. We will be there for
sure.
So,
sounds so much cooler than it probably will be.
The thing is like it might be the Cowboys getting fucked up, so that might be cool. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, man, fuck it.
Yeah, we'll be here on Thursday then, and we'll be here on Sunday as well.
Man, Steelers fans in 2024, that's crazy.
Yeah, he was asking you if you're a Baltimore fan for all sports, and none of us said it.
Yeah, just the Ravens and the Orioles. I don't recognize the Wizards.
Oh yeah, that counts. Damn, I wasn't even thinking of that. But yeah, no, he's a Suns fan.
They were still the Baltimore Bullets like they should be, but
Bullets erasure.
Yep.
But yeah, no, he's a Suns fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it is.
Hey man, you gotta wake up every day with Justin Fields as your quarterback. It is what it is. I get it. I'd be kind of sad too.
This beef is gonna be fun to watch for the rest of the year. But yeah, you guys have fun. I'm out. See you guys on Thursday. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. And I don't know, man, like have a good day or some shit like that.
Nah, man, fuck you guys.